Hello, smart viewers. Welcome to Face with me, William. And as usual, I'm going to discuss about variously interesting and unique topics. And also for this episode, I'm going to discuss more about confidence, about being confident in more in the fashion industry. So I'm going to bring out some of examples of unique-looking male models. They may look unique, but if they, they have confidence, they can be, successful in what they, what they are doing. So these are examples of unique-looking male models who are also very prominent in the fashion industry. And the first one is Nale Jr. So this model and Instagram superstar has gained more than 40,000 followers. So he signed a contract with Redken and has been featured in Vogue magazine. He gained significant popularity for his relationship with fellow model Iman Hammam. And the second one is Cooper Thompson. Sufran Ralph. The second one is Sufran Ralph, and he migrated to Brooklyn, New York with his mother, where he still lives. So he attended elementary, junior and high school in Brooklyn, where he was teased for his appearance because in high school he developed his love for exercise and fitness, and allowed his to turn his body into a work of art. So exercise changed the perception he had of himself, and he made his debut at Yeezy Season 3 and signed a modeling contract the same day. So Ralph Sufran, with his unique look, is proof of fashion, that fashion is finally celebrating diversity, and we foresee a successful fashion career. So he is originally from Haiti. And the third one is Zombie Boy. So Zombie Boy is a Canadian artist, actor, and fashion model, born in La Salle, Quebec, so-called for the corpse tattoos covering the majority of his body. So during his modeling career, he also promoted tattoo concealer. So before he had any tattoos, Zombie Boy was diagnosed with brain tumor. Zombie Boy was on a waiting list for 6 months, contemplating his own life and possible death before undergoing the surgery with minimal complications. So he started living an anarchistic lifestyle. He claims to have already been introduced to punk rock, the punk scene, and freak show before his decision to tattoo himself. So those are some of the examples of unique-looking male models in the fashion industry all over the world. And for the next segment, I'm going to invite also a fashion model currently based in Indonesia, who maybe you can get more into inspiration what he's been doing and what makes him stand out more than the other. Yeah, so curious about who he is. Yeah, so you have to stay tuned to Face. Smart viewers, welcome back to Face. With me still William, and as I promised on a previous segment, I'm going to invite as my special guest for today's episode relating to, how to boost your confidence. And also here we have Iwan Bigwanto. Yeah, hello.
Hi, how are you?
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Maybe you can share about your activities recently related to, like modeling, and also about your career.
So, hi guys, my name is Iwan. I'm a professional model for 5 years. I've been modeling since I started in Singapore, and I've been continuing doing modeling work until currently, but right now I'm currently based in Jakarta.
Oh, yeah. We can share your detailed activities related to your...
To modeling? Well, being a model, it's kind of like a very interesting job, because not many people would actually choose that kind of occupation, because sometimes you're either discovered, or you really just present yourself to agency and get signed by the agency. And for me, it's like I was discovered when I was in Singapore. When I was walking, I was shopping with my friend, and suddenly there's this lady who came up to me and said that, hey, do you want to be a model? I think you can be a model and all that stuff. And I was like, oh, okay. Like I never really knew what modeling is all about, right, at the time. So they took me under their agency. They trained me, all that stuff, and from there, the rest is just a history. So yeah.
Oh yeah, and what do you think about the conceptions of like model, especially male model?
Well, definitely. I mean, this kind of industry, like to me, I think like modeling is more of like a female type of industry because it's a female dominant industry. Like I said, like for example, engineering is more like male kind of dominant industry, right? But for fashion, it's more like I think for me, it's more of like a female dominant industry, but there is definitely a less supply of male models, I should say, in Indonesia. So male modeling here, it's very interesting because it's different from female modeling and all that stuff. Like I always says that male modeling is more of like an accessory to female models. Like we are there to complete the image and all that stuff. So it's interesting to see.
And what do you think, like the differences between, as you mentioned before, working before in Singapore and in Indonesia? Is there any difference?
There's definitely a lot of differences because I think that every country has their own culture and has their own type of like mindset and work ethic and all that stuff. And for me, it's like whenever I work in Singapore, everything is on time. So it's like when they tell you to start at 10, it means that you have to be there by 9:30. And if they're gonna book you for 3 hours for a photo shoot and all that stuff, then you're just gonna be there for 3 hours, do your photo shoot and get your job done, and then that's it. It's a very time oriented because time is money in Singapore, because if the client actually overbook us, we're gonna charge them like an extra time and all that stuff, and that's very costly. And that's why the clients kind of like do their jobs as often and as fast as possible. When the model arrives, they just start working immediately.
So the difference is in Indonesia.
Well, in Indonesia how in Indonesia how different it is. But I mean, there's the different kind of culture and all that stuff. But for me, I like working here because people are so friendly. They treat you like family. They treat you like friends. When you came in, they give you food, they give you water, drink, all that stuff. How are you feeling? Do you need some time to adjust yourself first before getting to work, all that stuff. But in Singapore, it's like work, just go to work, that kind of stuff.
Yes. So, like, do you ever get into a competition, like a modeling competition?
Well, I did a modeling competition like back in 2016, I think, and that time it was a Face of Asia 2016, and I actually won first place in Indonesia as a Face of Indonesia for male category. I was the first winner, and they sent me to Korea to compete for the grand final with other 25 countries winner across Asia. So they put us in Korea to compete again to get the biggest title, which is the Asia Model Festival. So yeah, I did that. And then on that same year, I also got an opportunity to represent Indonesia to a very well-known male pageant, a Manhunt International. They sent me to China. At that time, it was at Shenzhen, China, and we compete with all other pageant winners from, I think, 56 countries. So it was quite an experience on that year. 2016 was a really crazy year, but I got a lot of experience. I met a lot of people. I got a lot of contacts and friends, and it was fun.
What you get? What was the more memorable experience that you get from both of the events?
The most memorable experience is that I think seeing different type of models from different Asian countries, like people never think that I'm from Indonesia, first they met me, are you from China? Are you from Korea? Are you from Japan? I was like, no, I'm actually representing my own country, Indonesia. So it kind of breaks barrier because the stereotyping of models from different countries have, specific faces and all that stuff. But, for me, it's like I'm very happy and I'm very glad that I got the opportunity to represent Indonesia, on this kind of international level competition. So it was really fun.
Oh yeah, and personally, what do you think about the benefits of, being a model, being a professional model so far?
For me, the benefits of being a model is definitely confident. You get a lot of confidence from modeling. Like I was not very confident when I was growing up. As a teenager, I was very shy. I think that my height is kind of weird. Like I'm always the tallest one among my friends. I always feel that something's wrong with me. Like why am I so tall? Can't I just be normal with my friends? Like all the same height. But as I grew older and as I got into modeling, it kind of teaches me that your height is actually your strength. Like that's where you get a lot of attention from people and all that stuff, especially on the catwalk and all that stuff. And yeah, I mean, it definitely gave me a lot of more positive things for me to learn. More confident in front of people, the way how I talk to people, all that stuff, and it teaches me a lot of things. And I also meet a lot of creative people in the industry, like photographers, makeup artists, and designers, and all that stuff. So it was fun.
What do you think, like the creativity aspect of modeling?
The creativity, I mean, it really depends, because sometimes it's like you just, it's actually based on the client. Like if the client wants you to pose like a tiger, can you pose like a tiger?
So not literally.
Yeah, you gotta like get into your creative mindset, right? How to pose like a tiger, like you're a human tiger basically. So, you gotta move in a certain way, you gotta pose in certain ways and all that stuff. So
it's learning by doing.
It's learning by doing, yes, of course.
So the conversation is getting interesting. So curious about, want to know more about the fashion world. You're gonna have to stay tuned to Face to Face. Smart viewers, welcome back to Face with me, William, and here we have, in this special episode, we have Iwan Bigwanto, who is a professional model and fashion model, and we're gonna have a little game, just a little bit to spice things up. So the game is named Follow My Pose. So follow my pose. Here we have a model here who, like very expert maybe in posing.
I hope so. I hope so.
We have several pictures that we can imitate the pose in, and maybe you can help me. Maybe we can both.
Are you gonna play with the game?
Yeah, we can both play the game, and then we try to imitate the pose that will be given to the screen. Yeah, so maybe you can stand up first. Yeah.
Okay. What we're gonna do?
Stand up. Here we have the challenge. Yeah. Okay. So, what is the pose?
Just look at the screen.
Yeah, look at the screen. Look at the screen. Okay.
Okay.
What is the pose?
That one's easy. It's like, catalog poses, catalog. All that stuff,
Like this?
Yeah, like this. Like no. I think like your feet was like in front.
Like this.
Yeah, and then you gotta slouch back and be like that.
And be like that.
Just get comfortable.
Oh, it's more common in the
like catalog. Yeah, whenever you see the catalog, all that stuff. This is like the common poses that they do. Like, hey,
it's
just chilling.
Supposed to sell clothes more.
You can sell your shoes too if you want. I mean, you're selling everything from top to the bottom.
So what is the is there any image like geometry or something?
No, for me it's like whenever you see a camera, right? You shouldn't point like this is my camera, right? Yeah. You shouldn't point things like that because it will register as flat. You always need to give some angle. You see? You see how it gives you angles? You shouldn't do it like this, you see, because it's flat. It's nothing. So whenever you pose this, you should do like this, so create your angles and all that stuff,
Oh, so it's bring more shapes.
Yeah, it bring more shapes and all that stuff. Never register yourself flat.
Oh, yeah. So that's 101.
That's the 101 tips.
And the next one.
Oh my God.
So that's...
Should I take my shirt off too? Like, I think that one's quite easy too. It was like, I think it was like this, Yeah, it was like this, you're just chilling, like, oh my God, what did I eat just now? My stomach's not feeling that well.
So it doesn't really actually means something. It's just the more on the.
It's just more of I think poses is the, like I said, the creativity side.
Yeah.
It's where how the model poses.
So the visuals.
So yeah, there's no like, oh, when catalog you gotta pose like this, you gotta pose like this. No, it's just like how you feel like doing it is how you're gonna give it to the camera. Unless if the photographer wants you, you know, like specific kind of like poses and all that stuff.
So basically more than just bring out the natural in you.
Yeah, exactly.
The next one.
Oh, this is
That's
like the Michael
quite
Jackson kind of pose, isn't it? I think you're probably gonna do it like this.
Like
yeah, but okay,
like this.
no, that's my angle, right? No, wait, this is my angle. Okay, it's like boom down.
Oh, so it's
the camera needs really like gotta be fast to capture it, because it's like I can't hold this pose for like long, you know, like just 2 seconds and I'm done.
yeah, and it's like it's
Yeah,
like
yeah, you really need to. Like I'm not a ballet dancer, so probably couldn't hold it that long. So okay, see, that's more than enough time for the photographer to get the shot.
So it's also about movement,
Yes,
yeah, how you can move your body and also control your body. Yeah. The next one.
What
it's
is
a gym.
this? What
it's
is
a Jim
this?
Carrey moves.
It's a Jim Carrey. Can you do that for me? Like, I want to see how you do it first. How are you doing it with the facial expression too?
Like that.
Like what? Like how?
Like.
Okay. Like this. I guess.
Yeah. Oh, and combined with the previous move,
yeah,
boost, so like.
I'm combining
like
2 in 1. Making it 2 in 1.
The next one.
This is like, oh my god.
I love the, you know, like.
This is the pose like this. See, this is not a good pose. You see why?
Why
because it's all flat, you see? This is my camera. You see, it's all flat. It's all flat like this, you see? And you just bend. You see, it doesn't show your body and you don't really look that tall, you know? I rather like he would just be like this and, you know, stand tall and be like this and all that stuff. It's much nicer, right? Because it's like, you're like shapeless. Like you're shapeless like that.
Yeah, like that. Yeah. Oh, so that's another lesson. And the next one.
Wow. Okay, this I think it's more of a couture poses.
Like
you know,
Vogue.
Yes, yes. I am sure you know Vogue. You know, like more of like the. Like I can't do that poses. Like I'm not into like I'm not really good into couture poses.
Like
show me
extravagant. You know, like I'm fabulous. Like that. Like that.
So
like,
it's more like,
ooh,
yeah, so
you know.
I can't do it. I don't know how to do it. I'm more of the catalog commercial poses, you know, like the easy one.
So that's it, yeah. So, so we got
all the challenges?
Yeah.
Yay!
So let's go back, yeah. So we got, you know, more, maybe, you know, I get more knowledge about posing and modeling, maybe a little bit, yeah.
Was it easy for you?
Kind of like it's. I know that, you know, like it doesn't actually have to mean something. It's just more
of the creativity, like you say, learning by doing. You know, so that's fun.
And you know, like continuing our conversation about, you know, about your activities related to fashion modeling. Do you have any kind of like a role model in modeling?
Role models. I would have to say that my role models is not someone who is in fashion, but it's more someone who is in broadcasting, like I said. Someone who has the power to talk, someone who has the power to influence people, and my favorite, Oprah Winfrey.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, when Queen Oprah speaks, you listen, you know? And to me, that if a person has that kind of power to move people just by their voice, just by their mind, and just by their languages, wow, you really can rule the world, I think. You know?
Yeah, because like it's more in the presence and the public speaking, also like that. And I mean, you have quite an influence. What are the responsibilities of, you know, like the power of influencing people here in Indonesia?
Okay, I mean, for me, like as a model, you really need just, like as a fashion model, my influences is definitely more of my people like millennials, I guess, to not just look good but feel good inside, you know, because by looking good outside, if you don't feel good inside, it's the same thing. So for me, it's more of like, you know, eat well, exercise well, get your sleeps, you know. Like you can party hard, but you know how to rest hard as well. So for me, it's like, you know, all the 50-50 balance, you know, when you exercise and when you party, all that stuff, sometimes you need to rest and, you know, just basically get your healthy lifestyle in check.
Get life in balance.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yin and yang.
Yeah, and it's more also on about, you know, like bring positive image to, you know, like to your body or something.
Yes, I mean that's the thing. I mean, in modeling industry, like people always say that a model needs to look skinny or to look thin or whatever, right? But for me, it's like you really need to sort of like find what's your body type that suits you, you know. But sometimes if I look too skinny, it doesn't look good on me. So I need to, you know, do my workout a little bit, get more muscle mass and all that stuff. But some people, they look good skinny and they don't look good, you know, getting muscular. So it really just depends on the situation.
Oh, so it's rather than, you know, maybe like what do you think 5 years from now in terms of
5 years,
fashion model?
5 years from now, I would definitely, I don't know, maybe hopefully settle down. And I mean, I'm getting older, and you know, fashion industry has an age limit to that. So we'll see. 5 years from now, probably I will have my own company and all that stuff. So.
Oh yeah. So good luck to everything, like
Thank you so
in
much.
everything related to your career,
Yes.
and to, I have a hope that, you know, you can bring another, you know, influence and bring change to the fashion industry in Indonesia also.
Yes.
So thank you so much
Thank
for
you so
being
much.
here.
Before I go, like, can I have a shout out? Like, if you want to see like what am I doing on my modeling career, you can follow me on my Instagram. My user ID is @I_BIG. So you know, you can follow my updates and all that stuff if you want.
So be sure to check out also Iwan's social media to get to know more about his activities. So we've come to the end of the show, but be sure to check out another episode of Face to Face at the same day and time. Until then, I'm William Rinaldi signing off. Bye bye.